Squire was born on the 4th of March 1948 in the northwest London suburb of Kingsbury to Peter and Joanne Squire. He grew up there and in the nearby Queensbury and Wembley areas. His father was a cab driver and his mother a secretary for an estate agent. As a youngster, Squire took a liking to Lena, Horne, and Ella Fitzgerald records belonging to his father, though his main interest was church music. At age 6, he joined the church choir at St. Andrew's in Kingsbury as a treble, with Andrew Pryce Jackman, a friend of his who lived nearby. The choir got to perform at St. Paul's Cathedral. Their choirmaster Barry Rose was an early influence on Squire. He made me realize that working at it was the way to become best at something. Squire also sang in the choir at his next school, Haberdashers' Aske's Boys' School. Then located in Hampstead, he played the harmonica on his way home from school. Squire did not consider a music career until the age of 16 when the emergence of the Beatles and the beat music boom in the early 1960s inspired him to be in a group that don't use music stands. A school friend recommended that Squire take up the bass after pointing out his tall frame and large hands, thinking they were ideal for playing the instrument. Squire then purchased his first bass, a Futurama, which he described as very cheap but good enough to learn on. Squire's first band was the Selfs, a rock and rhythm and blues band that featured Jackman on keyboards and Martin Adelman on drums. Their first public performance took place at the Graveyard, a youth club in the Hall of St. Andrews. In 1965, following several personnel changes, Squire, Jackman, and Adelman teamed with singer Steve Nardelli, guitarist John Painter, and drummer Gunnar Yokel Hakonerson to form a new group, The Sin. The group performed Tamla Motown covers before they changed direction towards psychedelic rock. After several months, Painter was replaced by guitarist Peter Banks. The new lineup gained a following large enough to secure a weekly residency at the Marquee Club in Soho, which was followed by a recording contract with DRAM Records. In September 1967, Squire joined Mabel Greer's Toy Shop, a psychedelic group that included Peter Banks. They played at the Marquee Club, where Jack Barry, owner of the La Chasse Drinking Club a few doors down, saw them perform. One evening at La Chasse, Barry introduced Squire to John Anderson, a worker at the bar, a bar back who had not found success as the lead singer of The Gun or as a solo artist. The two found they shared common musical interests, including Simon and Garfunkel, the association, and vocal harmonies. In the following days, they developed Sweetness, a track later recorded for the first Yes album. As the band developed, Anderson and Squire brought in drummer Bill Bruford, keyboardist Tony Kaye, and Banks for rehearsals. The five agreed to drop the name Mabel Greer's Toy Shop. They settled on the name Yes, originally Banks's idea. The band played their first show as Yes at a youth camp in East Mersey, Essex on the 3rd of August 1968. In August 1969, Yes released their self-titled debut album. Martin Adelman, who had played drums with Squire's first group, did the album photos, and Squire received writing credits on 4 of the album's 8 tracks: Beyond and Before, Looking Around, Herald Land, and Sweetness. After Bruford left the band and was replaced by Alan White in July 1972, Squire altered his playing to suit the change in the band's rhythm section. Squire was the only member to play on each of their 21 studio albums, released from 1969 to 2014. He was seen as one of the main forces behind the band's music, as well as being perhaps the most enigmatic group member. Heaven and Earth was his final studio album. While most of the band's lyrics were written by Anderson, Squire co-wrote much of their music with guitarist Steve Howe. In addition, Squire and Howe would supply backing vocals in harmony with Anderson on songs such as South Side of the Sky and Close to the Edge. During the band's formative years, Squire was frequently known for his lateness, a habit that Bruford often complained about. Because of this, Squire would frequently drive at unsafe speeds to get to gigs on time, once causing an accident on the way to a gig in West Germany after he fell asleep at the wheel, although nobody was injured. A posthumous commemorative brown plaque was titled in such a way as to make reference to his habitual lateness, namely the late Chris Squire. As Squire, along with Alan White and Steve Howe, co-owned the Yes name at the time, the 1989 ABWH lineup without him could not record under that name. Following Squire's death on the 27th of June 2015, the band's show on the 7th of August of the same year marked the first Yes concert ever performed without him. Former member Billy Sherwood replaced Squire during their 2015 North American tour with Toto from August to September 2015, as well as their performances in November 2015 as announced when the band first revealed Squire's disease in May 2015.